And welcome everyone to week 1 edition of the Coaches Show here from a new location this year down at Westside Grill in Bruce. And I tell you what, folks, if you like a good hamburger, this is the place to be. We got Charles in the back cooking us a few up, so it should be pretty good here in a little while. So what we're going to do real quick, we'll give you an overlay for those that are forgotten since last football season. This is the Coaches Show. We've got various sponsors throughout the show we'll bring you. We'll bring you scores, highlights, interviews, and much more. But this year we're going to do a little bit different. Every Monday night at 6 o'clock, Charles is going to open up the store here just for the Coaches Show, and we're going to have an open forum discussion for people that would like to come out and discuss some of the games that went on last week and some of the upcoming games as well. So you can come out and join us for the Coaches Show here each Monday night at 6 o'clock at Westside Grill in Bruce. It's across from Sonic, the old D&M building, if you will, and I tell you what, it'll be well worth the trip out here just to get a good burger out here from Charles. Also, some of the other stuff we've got coming up. We'll also remind you of other games going on in the viewing area, what time they'll air. We'll have our Players of the Week, interview with coaches, interviews with them. I also want to remind you about our website, W07BN.com. Go by there and check it out. Sports archives dating all the way back to 1982 till today. And then you can also check out times and dates and games that we'll be planning on covering in the future. Also, if you're on MySpace is hot and running good now. You can check us out at myspace.com/W07BN. So add us to a friend there. We'd love to find out who's all watching in the area, and would love to see us catch up with some of the bigger names in the area to have more friends on our MySpace list as well. Well, before we get into the show, we're going to take you to a quick break, hear from some of the words of our sponsors, including Westside Grill, as well as King's Tires and others in the area. And if you would like to become a sponsor of the Coaches Show or some of the football action that you see here on W07BN, you can give us a call at area code 662-983-2801. Also, looking for employees to help us out with some football games this year. We'll talk about that throughout the show as well. That same number, 983-2801 as well. Quick break, come back with more right after this.
Hey, you know what they call the quarter pounder with cheese in France?
They don't call it the quarter pounder with cheese?
No, see, they use the metric system. They don't know what a quarter pound is.
So, what do they call it?
They call it the Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. Then what do they call the Big Mac?
Oh, it's still the Big Mac. Only they call it Le Big Mac.
Oh, what do they call the Whopper?
I don't know. I didn't go to Burger King.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, look, Westside Grill. Dude, let's stop there. They have great food anytime.
Life is full of major moments. Some you could do without, and some you'll treasure. So for those times when your life seems to blaze out of control, and for those times when all of your hard work pays off, remember who's been by your side yesterday and today, and who'll be there tomorrow. Your Farm Bureau Insurance Agent. Some people just make your life better.
King's Tire in Houston, offering the largest selection of used and new tires. They carry all sizes of many name brand tires. All used tires carry a 30-day warranty. They also offer rotation and balancing. King's Tire is also your place for car and motorcycle brakes and motorcycle tires. They offer windshield replacement, and they do 24-hour car door unlocking. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday until lunch on Saturday. Closed on Wednesdays. They accept Visa and MasterCard. See owners Reggie and Martha Callahan at King's Tire on the southeast corner of the square in Houston. Renaissance Bank in Calhoun City. The name is new, but they still offer the same great service. Totally free checking, savings account, and CDs, home loans and business loans, 24-hour ATM inside, and drive-through window for your convenience. Jimmy Clemens invites you to come by and visit all the staff. Rhonda Ray, Sandra Doolittle, Jennifer Parker, Penny Nichols, Mary Johnson, and Robbie Winter. Come see them today for all of your financial needs or call them at 628-6692. Highway 8 East in Calhoun City, that's Renaissance Bank.
And welcome back to the Coaches Show. As you see there, Charles getting involved with the community, trying to urge some of the kids out here to perform at the top of their performance. Remind you can come by and vote for your player of the game for Bruce, Calhoun City, Vardaman, and Calhoun Academy players of the game each week here at Westside Grill. So come by and see Charles, put your vote in, and you know those kids, they'll be able to get a free meal with a drink here each week from Westside Grill. So be sure and vote on that. Also, we'll start things off by checking out some scores, and we'll start from this past week's action, starting with Thursday night action as Pontotoc hosts South Pontotoc at the Hollow. Bill Morgan, Soup Campbell, and Don Brooks had the call on that, as we'll take a look at those scores and more. The Cougars of South Pontotoc stretched their win streak over the Pontotoc Warriors to 3 games, thanks in part to a late-game interception that really shut down the Warriors' chance of getting a late-game winning field goal as they won that ball game to the score of 9-10 to open up the football season there in Pontotoc County. And then it's somewhat of a shocker. The Rams pick up a big win over Calhoun City this past Thursday night to the final score of 34-28. But the game ended with some controversy as Calhoun City's Mark Fox ran the ball out of bounds with 7 seconds left on the clock. A holding penalty was called, and soon as the ball was spotted after the yardage were marked off, the clock was signaled to roll by the officials, and the time ran out without the Cats given a chance at a last-second Hail Mary pass there as well. Now, as you see this highlight here, Terrence Jones of Vardaman was named the Clarion Ledger statewide player of the week. So an honor there for Terrence. As you see here, one of his touchdowns. He had 5 touchdowns on the night, 3 interceptions, this one being a 95-yard touchdown return on a Mark Bellum pass there that really gave him momentum heading into the ball game, put him down by 21-20 just before halftime. So congratulations, Terrence, once again for getting this honor, Clarion Ledger statewide player of the week. The Bruce Trojans' youth and late-game miscues helped the Water Valley Blue Devils hold on for a 28-12 victory over the Trojans this past week. As the Smithville Seminoles pick up a big win over Faulkner, 46-0, behind a pair of touchdowns for Dunlap and Moreland as well. Hatley struggled in the first game of the season as they dropped their first game 44-8 to Mooreville. Jonathan Dunlap scored on a 60-yard run in the fourth quarter to keep the Tigers from being shut out in their first game of the season. Aberdeen was shut out by Inawaba in their first game of the 2006 season. And then the Shannon Red Raiders dropped a heartbreaker in overtime to Memphis Mitchell as a late-game fumble allowed Mitchell to tie the ball game and eventually come away with the 19-13 win over the Red Raiders. Red Raiders just trying to run out the clock late, and an excellent defensive play by Mitchell was able to get them the ball and able to get them back into the football game and pick up the, I guess you could say, shocking win for an injured Shannon squad as well. And that was a lot of scores we just threw at you, so we're going to take you to a quick break here. Another word from our sponsors. And we want to remind you we'll come back with more scores and highlights, including games from this past Friday night, but including an amazing performance from Amory's Josh Ruff. You sure don't want to go anywhere and miss that. These numbers, folks, and this performance from Josh, you have to see it to believe it. You can only see it here on W07BN and the Coaches Show, so don't go anywhere, as we'll come back with more of the Coaches Show here from Westside Grill and Bruce right after this. And welcome back, as we're going to check out some more scores and stuff. And I tell you what, Charles is cooking the hamburgers in the back. Steve-O's here with me, Steve and Chris running the camera. And Steven, those things are starting to smell good, so we're going to have to hurry up with the show so we can get to eating. So we're going to jump back right into the scoreboard section of the show with Lafayette County's win over Holly Springs, as this was their first game on their new field on campus at Lafayette County. So a good way to christen the field, if you will, as Lafayette County with a big win there. 34-6. Ricky Walton had a nice night. Macrina Lee started everything off with a block punt that was originally took in for an end zone for the first play of scrimmage by Walton. Walton would go on to add 2 more touchdowns on the night to help pace the Commodores to the 34-6 victory over the Mighty Bad Hawks of Holly Springs, as they call themselves. Also, Oxford was impressive in their opening game of the season with a 44-7 victory over Corinth. The Chargers scored in just about every possible way in the game of football. DeAndre Coran and Matt Shaw each with a rushing touchdown. Chris Rippon scored on a 15-yard fumble return. Horatio Williams caught a 15-yard pass from Matt Shaw. Desmond Carruthers scored on a block punt return for a touchdown, while Jonathan Nielsen chipped in for a 15-yard field goal to the point total as well. Red Bay, Alabama scores 12 unanswered points in the second half to give the Tigers a 26-14 victory over Belmont. Boonville knocked off North Panola 26-12 behind a rushing and receiving touchdown by Sanders. New Albany blocked an extra point in the first quarter and stopped a 2-point conversion in the second quarter to open the door for a second half come from behind win 13-12 behind 2 rushing touchdowns from Mike Gardner. We talked about Josh Ruff's performance before the game. Rush clocked in for 7 carries for 207 yards and 2 touchdowns for one of the nights that hold on one second. This is something you have to see for yourself. Now for the Amory Panthers, once again in the shotgun set with 1 man in the backfield. Give this to the lone back, and this time he's got a lot of room. He's to the 45. He's got a block and cut back upfield. Stiff arms at the 50. He's going to be ran out of bounds. The option out to Ruff. Ruff, nice cutback. Still on his feet. Ruff cutting back. Oh, we got trouble here. 1 man to beat, and he's got an escort service taking him to the end zone. Oh, nice play, though, by number 19 to stop that from being a touchdown, but 20 to go here. 7-0 is your score in favor of the Panthers. There is Ruff, hits the circle button, spins off of him, and Ruff doing a nice job. I tell you what, he does a good job of filling that initial contact and just reading off of it, spinning off of it. If you're going to tackle this kid on the first hit, you got to take and hit him low, knock his legs out from under him, and wrap him up twice. McFadden reading the defense. A little, almost a bobble on the snap, and Ruff, jukes the kid out of his shoes. This is a foot race, and now he's going to cut back one more time. Ruff on the carry. Good grief, I thought Terrence Jones had an impressive performance. This kid is on pace. If he stays in the ballgame long enough, Soup, this kid can have 400 yards rushing. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is just 4 of his 7 carries that would total 207 yards on the night, as Amory was able to knock off Saltillo to the final score of 42-28. The Houston Hilltoppers dominated their rivals, the Oklahoma Chieftains 35-7. Hard-nosed defense and overwhelming offense was the key for the Toppers as they scored on a 22-yard pass from Ware to Williams. Foote, Pratt, Green added rushing touchdowns, while Hogan returned a fumble for a touchdown for the Toppers. Nettleton Tigers wanted to make sure everybody remembers that there's more than just Amory in their division this season, as they knocked off a solid Baldwin Bearcats team to the final score of 30-13. Jamie Bolin impressed as well. He was 11 of 20 passing for 147 yards, while defense held the Bearcats to under 200 yards total offense in the ball game. And to round out our scores this week, Tishomingo County no problem with Alcorn Central 45-0, Marshall Academy 40-7 over Tunica Institute of Learning, and Coffeyville 24, Ethel 2, and Calhoun Academy did not play due to Kemper Academy not being able to field a team this season. And that wraps up the scores from the week here on the Coaches Show at Westside Grill in Bruce. Once again, remind everybody to come out and see us on Monday nights at 6 o'clock. We're going to start taping the show here. Also, you can come by. They will be open officially September the 15th, Bruce's first home football game, so you'll want to come by for that pregame meal as well here from Westside Grill. Across from Sonic, right off the 4-way over there, so you want to come by and check that out. So when we come back, we will head into our interview section of the show, I guess you can say, as we'll talk with Terrence Jones of the Vardaman Rams after their big win over Calhoun City, as well as head coach Mark Bray. We'll also talk with Amory's Josh Ruff, as you just saw, 207 yards on 7 carries in one ball game. We'll talk about that and how confident Josh Ruff feels, as well as other interviews from the area and surrounding areas, Nettleton, Calhoun City, Vardaman as well. So we'll take you to a quick break. We'll come back with those interviews and more right after this.
Hey, you know what they call the quarter pounder with cheese in France?
They don't call it the quarter pounder with cheese?
No, see, they use the metric system. They don't know what a quarter pound is.
So what do they call it?
They call it the Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. Then what do they call the Big Mac?
Oh, it's still the Big Mac. Only they call it Lay Big Mac.
Oh, what do they call the Whopper?
I don't know. I didn't go to Burger King.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, look, Westside Grill. Dude, let's stop there. They have great food anytime.
Life is full of major moments. Some you could do without, and some you'll treasure. So for those times when your life seems to blaze out of control, and for those times when all of your hard work pays off, remember who's been by your side yesterday and today, and who'll be there tomorrow. Your Farm Bureau Insurance Agent. Some people just make your life better.
King's Tire in Houston, offering the largest selection of used and new tires. They carry all sizes of many name brand tires. All used tires carry a 30-day warranty. They also offer rotation and balancing. King's Tire is also your place for car and motorcycle brakes and motorcycle tires. They offer windshield replacement, and they do 24-hour car door unlocking. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday until lunch on Saturday. Closed on Wednesdays. They accept Visa and MasterCard. See owners Reggie and Martha Callahan at King's Tire on the southeast corner of the square in Houston. Renaissance Bank in Calhoun City. The name is new, but they still offer the same great service. Totally free checking, savings account, and CDs, home loans and business loans, 24-hour ATM inside, and drive-through window for your convenience. Jimmy Clemens invites you to come by and visit all the staff. Rhonda Ray, Sandra Doolittle, Jennifer Parker, Penny Nichols, Mary Johnson, and Robbie Winter. Come see them today for all of your financial needs, or call them at 628-6692. Highway 8 East in Calhoun City, that's Renaissance Bank.
And welcome back to Latimer Park here on the campus of Baldwin High School. Final score, Nettleton 30, and of course the Baldwin Bearcats 13. Coach Cantor, we go way back, known each other for a long time back at ICC. Coach, we talked about your football team. Y'all played very well tonight.
Well, thank you. We were a little concerned about our up front people. 3 brand new offensive linemen, never played in a high school game, and of course that was a concern to us. But thought they did a pretty good job, especially the first half. We ran the football pretty effectively the first half. Second half, I wasn't real pleased with it, but we did enough to win. I thought our defense played lights out most of the time. They got so many weapons here, you know, you just waiting for them to make the big play on you, and they really only hit one on us.
Yeah, so they have a lot of athletes on this team, and of course, I'll be honest with you, I was surprised. You know, obviously, you guys have a lot of athletes as well. Your skill people are really good. But, you know, one thing I thought, Coach, that maybe a lot of people may not talk about this, we thought in the second half, what might be the difference in the game, your defensive line got penetration and really on some big plays need to be made. You got a safety down here. You have 4th and 1. That may have been the play of the game. They were really starting to make a move on you guys to get back in the ball game, and you make the big play defense. Listen, like your defensive line really played well.
Well, they did. They, you know, Darren Thornton's a 3-year starter at nose, and you know, we expect good things out of him. And the other two have never, well, one of them has played some there, and the other one has never played. So, you know, but I thought they did a good job as the game went on. They were kind of just feeling it out to start with, but you're right. I think they get up the field better and created some bad situations for them. Didn't have a good angle to run in, so I was pleased.
Well, Coach Dillinger and his staff, they do such a great job, and they have a great group of kids. You know, we you know, last year they I guess they win every region game they have, and they win every non-regional game they have, except I guess against Boonville.
Right.
And talking about them, that's your next duty next week. Right. You have the Blue Devils at home. Obviously, a good football team. They have been really good in the past, well coached, and I guess you know that. You know, that's one I guess your guys really would love to get back on as well.
Oh, sure. We haven't beaten them in 2 years. We beat them 3 years ago, and I enjoy playing Boonville because you always know what you're going to get. Those kids are going to play hard, and they're going to play tough. And they do a lot of different things on offense and defense. It's a good test for your team. And, Coach Drury and Coach Presley and Coach Coggy and Coach Maddox, they've all been there forever, all played for Coach Drury. And, that continuity, they do a good job. And those kids just expect to win at Boonville, and it does you good to play some people like that.
The last score we heard, it was 20-6. They were up at halftime against North Panola. But let's talk real quick, Lon. I'll let you go get with your team. Your quarterback here, Boland, man, I tell you what, he made some great plays tonight. Man, he threw some ropes to some receivers. Had actually, to his credit, he had a couple balls that probably should have been caught for touchdowns that probably were dropped. Had one right before halftime.
No doubt, that was huge.
Had another one here right before the end of the game as well. Right. He threw the football well and got himself out of trouble several times as well.
Threw it well. We got all the confidence in the world in him. He's got a great arm for a little bitty kid, and he weighs 150 pounds, but he's kind of elusive, People don't really ever get a good shot on him. So, I hope it stays that way, because he runs around in the pocket a little bit, but, he throws it pretty good on the move. And I thought he threw it well sitting in the pocket. He made a lot of good decisions tonight.
He did. Your football team played well tonight. Coach, congratulations. We'll see you. We're going to be in Nettleton next week as well. Okay. Good luck against the Blue Devils.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week at Nettleton High School. And welcome back once more to Latimer Park here with Will Hawkins. Will, congratulations. Big night for you. Obviously, you did a few things with your football team. I noticed I think you were in the kicking game somewhat. You were involved on the offensive line, defensive line. Do you do everything except sell popcorn for your staff? I think you do a little bit of everything, don't you?
I do most everything. I play about all the time, but Coach Cantrell, he's done a really good job at conditioning us and knowing we have a lack of depth, and he's worked us really hard, and it's paying off.
I think your football team played awfully well. Obviously, we know Baldwin's very talented. They have a lot of good athletes, and of course, they'll be back. They have 9 games left, like you guys do as well, and they'll respond. But obviously, I know you guys. I see the wristbands. I know that you had some tragedy on your football team last year. I saw you guys taking off the jersey. I guess it had to feel awfully good to be able to walk off the field with the win and be able to honor that young man the way you guys did as well.
Yeah, it really was. It was last year after the second round playoff game, and called Saturday evening and found out he had died in a car crash, and that really meant we've worked. Most of that's been our saying. We don't break it down offense, defense. It's Thomas, because he was the comedian of the team and everybody liked him, and this win means really a lot to us.
Talk real quickly. I know we'll cover you guys again next Friday night at home when y'all entertain Boonville, but that'll be a lot of fun. Boonville always a good football team, a good tradition, just like Baldwin here. Baldwin with a great tradition. But let's put this thing in perspective. Obviously, it was a big win for your football team that you kind of were able to avert a loss you guys had last year. Obviously, I guess you guys would like to do the same next year, next weekend as well. But you start thinking about your football team in general. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of people, and I know Coach Cantor won't like me saying there's a lot of people who's going to say, Nettleton 30, Baldwin 7. They're going to say, wow, we might want to pay attention to these guys a little bit now.
Yeah, I know that just means for us that we're going to have to step it up a level as players on the field, because when people realize when you might be a threat, they're going to play harder, so we're going to have to step it up a level.
Well, you're exactly right, and you guys have a tough region. Of course, that's way on down the line. I have several games between now and then, but congratulations beating a very fine Baldwin football team tonight, a team that obviously went a long way last year in the playoffs. You guys did as well, got to the second round, so entertaining first night of football. Good luck to you next week against Boonville.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
We're back here at Latimer Park with the player of the game, Jamie Boland. Jamie had a great game tonight. Noticed you had a just rocket arm, just hitting your guys right there in the hands. You had a couple touchdowns. Looks like you just started tonight where you left off last season. Had 10 touchdown passes last year. Just walk us through the game in the first, second half.
Well, on the way over here, I was thinking Baldwin beat me 3 times last year. Just wanted to clear that out of my mind. Come out here. From the first drive, I tried to get something going. It didn't go the first drive so good, but we got it going around the second drive. Just got better from there.
I hear that, man, and it just looked as when you were really elusive tonight, just seemed to be bouncing off tacklers left and right. They just really couldn't bring you down tonight, and that defense with them, their top 3 linebackers right there. What do you think about that coming in and just reading that?
Well, I don't know. I wanted to run faster than them. That's just about all I wanted to do. They lost a lot of contain on the outside, and I just got around them and tried to beat them on the sideline.
Exactly, man, and you just played awesome tonight. And the first touchdown pass, the first touchdown completely was just really important for y'all. Was that one of y'all's things, just to come out and score first and just surprise these guys, or what was it?
I just kind of want to score maybe the first, second play, really put it in early, but, you know, we didn't, had a few missed routes, that kind of thing, bad balls thrown. We got to go in that second one. That really got a lot of momentum for us when he scored in that touchdown.
That's right, and y'all came into this game just outside the top 5 in the small school preseason polls, and y'all definitely going to be up there now. And a lot of people just seem to be overlooking Nettleton. It looks like y'all just proved a point tonight that y'all for real and y'all coming this year.
Yeah, we got a big group of seniors who've been starting for about 3 years, and they're really leaders of this team. And when you get down, they'll pick you up. Like we had a big third down play, and our running back Rashad looked at me. He's like, you know, you gotta do it. Let's go. When I was getting real tired, we just got a bunch of leaders on the team.
All right, and talk about next week. South Tillo's on y'all schedule. Boonville's on y'all schedule. Excuse me. And you know, now you know they're gonna be looking at this game with y'all taking a huge win over here at Baldwin. And what do you think about that coming into that game?
Well, I really don't know. I don't know how many they lost. I heard they lost a good bit. When you lose to Justin Williams, it's a good bit anyway. I hope their defense can I hope we can catch them off guard a few times, get ahead early.
I hear that, man.
And welcome back one last time to Latimer Park here at Baldwin High School. Tonight's final score, the Nettleton Tigers 30, Baldwin Bearcats 13. Paul Blancett along with Stephen Chris and also Mr. Gibson one last time. First time having an opportunity to do football with us. We enjoyed it and it was a lot of fun. But we turn our attention now. Obviously this game is in the books. Nettleton with an impressive win, Baldwin with a disappointing loss. But Baldwin will have to regroup, get ready to play next week. They'll play against South Tillo. Of course, Nettleton will host Boonville. But your thoughts real quickly on the game. Obviously, you have to be impressed with some of the things that Nettleton did.
Oh, I was, man. Coming into this game, you know, everybody was Baldwin was a heavy favorite in this ball game coming in here. And Nettleton just come out here, surprised us with 2 quick scores in the first half and jumping on the lead here and passed a lot tonight. Didn't see much running out of Nettleton. And I think that put a shock on Baldwin tonight.
Well, I think you're probably somewhat correct with that, but you know, I think maybe Nettleton as a football team that's going to have to be reckoned with. We think Baldwin still will be as well. Don't be surprised, both these football teams, I promise you, will be playing the first week of November, and not because their season's over with, because they'll be in the playoffs. They're both going to be playoff teams and good playoff teams. And I think Nettleton answered the bell tonight. But it should be a lot of fun next week when we go to Nettleton. And we have the Boonville Blue Devils and the Nettleton Tigers on our Game of the Week up here. So
and we're talking with our player of the game, Josh Ruff. Josh, let me give you these numbers. These numbers are unofficial. 207 yards on 7 carries. So if I told you you had that yesterday, what would you have told me?
I would have believed. You know what I'm saying? We came out here on my line. They told me they was going to give me 200, so basically, I gave them what they wanted.
Well, Josh, this was an impressive outing by you guys. 42-28 was the final score. Talk about the week this week and how you prepared for the ball game.
Well, it took a lot of sprinting. We had to do a lot of running, you know what I'm saying, stay in shape. But that's all we had to do, just come out here and execute.
All right, let's talk about practice this week. You got Itawamba coming up. Got to stay focused and get ready for them. Talk about what you're going to do to help keep the team focused and keep everybody geared up, eye on the prize, go 2-0.
Well, I'm just going to come out here and do what I did tonight. Itawamba, we ain't really too much worried about them. We just going to go and do what we got to do. Go and whoop them like we whooping everybody else.
We don't win. All right, Josh, well, congratulations on being named player of the game. Outstanding performance, and good luck next week on the road.
Thanks, man.
Talking with Coach Bird. Coach Bird, victorious. You guys came out, set the tone early in the first half. Came out maybe a little bit of the big head. South Tillo jumped right back at you, but you answered right back.
Yeah, we had a turnover down there on the kickoff, which we can't have, and then of course they stuck it in like that. But we did respond again on offense, you know, we got the football back. So, you know, I was pleased with the varsity guys early. We got to get the younger guys a bit better, or we won't play them very much on Friday night. I promise you that. You know, South Tillo kept playing. That's remarkable, a tough bunch of kids. But, you know, I was pleased with our varsity guys in the first half.
All right, Coach, let me give you these numbers. Of course, these numbers are unofficial. 207 yards on 7 carries out of Josh Ruff. I talked to you yesterday and tell you those type of numbers. What would you tell me?
You know, I mean, he's got the ability. It's just unproven right now to us. But, you know, we know he's got some capabilities. It's just, you know, a matter of the offensive line doing their job. It's not completely surprising.
All right, Coach, now we look back. and you see McFadden come in and have a very solid ball game as well. He's got to be one of those guys that comes in and be really consistent for you throughout the year.
He is, and we're looking for him to do big things. Threw the ball well tonight. He made, we got to get a little bit better on some reads on the run plays, but overall I was pleased with his effort.
All right, defensively, Coach, a good performance as well. Dennis Johnson got a fumble, returned it 9 yards for a touchdown. Talk about the defense and how you felt they played tonight.
I thought up front we played okay. We didn't get off blocks like we need to, and we didn't play on the edge like we needed to against a wing T team, so we've got to work on that a little bit. But, again, I thought the varsity guys gave us a good effort.
All right, Coach, next week a good test at Itawamba on the road. Talk about some of the things you want to focus on this week after you can take away from tonight, or some of the things you just want to tighten up on next week in practice.
Well, we got to make sure that we contain their athletes, because their quarterback and their tailback are both very good football players, and they've got all their linemen back, sophomores, juniors, and seniors that have all started since they were freshmen. So, they're going to be good offensively. We just got to minimize their big plays, and try and make them drive the football.
Coach, we'll give opportunity for everybody to invite everybody out next week. Come out and support the Amory Panthers. Congratulations on the 42-28 victory tonight, and a good way to start the season.
Thanks, sir.
Talking with Bruce head coach James Ray. Coach Ray, not the start you wanted to the season, but saw a lot of positives. The score really just don't dictate how the game went for you this past Friday.
Yeah, the score, you're only down by 2 touchdowns, down 14-0 at halftime. And first of all, after the game, I thought this, and even so after watching film, our kids gave a lot of effort. They played hard throughout the whole game. They responded well to changes that we made defensively and offensively. A lot of young guys playing. Once they get some experience, I think, that's a game you look back and you kick yourself because you didn't win it.
All right, Coach, let's just talk about some of the kids, how they played tonight. Name some of the kids that really stood out for you in this ball game and some that you thought did better than expected.
Yeah, well, everybody's going to say Anthony, and Anthony had a great game. He was 7 for 10 passing with 93 yards. He threw the 1 interception. He also had 60 yards rushing and 70 yards on return. So, he had a very, very productive night for us. Dutch Swords, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, had an outstanding game. He played every snap, never came out, and was a lot part of us doing well. Eric and Derek Bobos, the twins, they had good nights. Jacob Samuel played his heart out. And there's an example of a young kid, a 10th grader, who played just about every snap, did some things wrong, but he played with effort. And as long as we got the effort, we'll be fine.
All right, Coach, let's talk about this Water Valley team. A lot of people thought they may be rebuilding this year, but it's a Water Valley Bruce game, can never really count them out. Still a pretty solid football team in Water Valley.
Yeah, their offense is unbelievable. It's so tough to defend because they're so tight, foot to foot, double tight, double wing. They probably were 250 across the line, and they just overpowered us. I don't think it was a speed issue, although people seeing the game, they saw them get outside of us early. And it wasn't a speed thing, it was just a technique problem. And once we got that corrected, then it became a power thing, and we just couldn't stop the power.
All right, Coach, we're going to shift gears and look ahead this week. You meet a Houston team that's going to be coming off with a lot of confidence, having a nice, dominant performance over an Oklahoma team with dozen member Robert Elliott. Talk about some of the things you really need to focus on with the kids this week and get ready for Houston.
I think we're at the point right now, again, I keep talking about young kids. We got 18 guys that's never played in a football game until the other night. I don't think we of course you got a game plan for Houston, you got to prepare for what Houston does, but I think it's more so correcting our mistakes, making sure that we know exactly what we're doing. We simplified things a little bit this week. That ought to help us and just get better technique-wise.
All right, Coach. Any injuries to report on or anything like that, or just normal bumps and bruises from the week?
We got a couple of ankles, but they'll be back Friday. In fact, they'll practice today. We'll evaluate that, and other than that, we're healthy. Just those 2 ankles, and we're looking forward to Friday night, and our kids are ready to play.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck. I know you got to get ready to get out to practice, and got Houston coming up this week. Give you one chance to invite everybody to come out to what should be a great ball game.
Yeah, don't give up on us yet. What you saw out there is a young team that's going to constantly get better every day, and I still hold fast to the fact that I think we're going to be pretty good for it's over.
And one thing I would like to take advantage of here on the Coaches Show is thanking everyone that works for us going out each Friday night and getting those interviews, doing the play-by-play on the game. Of course, we'll bring you some highlights of those games throughout the entire season and the rest of the 2006 high school football campaign, as well as Northeast Community College kicking off next week as well. We'll have highlights and interviews from that on this Coaches Show as well. Quick reminder, if you're in the Northeast Mississippi area and are interested in a job with W07BN Sports, give us a call, 983-2801. Once again, that's 983-2801. We've got play-by-play positions, color commentator positions, camera people open, and if you know how to edit and want to edit, I'm sure Steve-O would love to talk to you as well. You can ask for Steven or myself at the TV station, or you can leave us a message as well, or you can hit us up on our website, W07BN.com, email tv7@tycom.net. We are looking for some help, we need some help, and hope someone would give us a call, 983-2801. Well, before we get back into the show, we're going to take you to a quick break, as we hope you enjoyed those interviews just in. But when we come back, we're going to preview some of the action coming up next week, as well as take a look at some of the favorite teams in the area, how they rank in some of the different polls throughout the state as well. So we'll take you to a quick break and come back with that right after this. Hey kids, what's going on? You guys not remember we're taping a show here? I mean, but that's okay though. Just chill. I see that I've interrupted your guys' lunch here. Jeremy, you do remember we got a show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, what are you boys eating?
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers. Any cornerstone to a nutritional lunch. What kind of hamburgers are you eating?
Cheeseburgers.
Not what kind. Where'd you get it from?
Westside Grill and Bruce.
So I take it that's your burger there.
Yeah.
Mind if I try a bite? Hey Steven, you want to buy this burger?
Yeah.
You sure? Because they're pretty tasty.
I'm not hungry.
All right, man, but if you're ever hungry, you should check them out. Pretty tasty burger. You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in France?
Life is full of major moments. Some you could do without, and some you'll treasure. So for those times when your life seems to blaze out of control, and for those times when all of your hard work pays off, remember who's been by your side yesterday and today, and who'll be there tomorrow. Your Farm Bureau insurance agent. Some people just make your life better.
King's Tire in Houston, offering the largest selection of used and new tires. They carry all sizes of many name brand tires. All used tires carry a 30-day warranty. They also offer rotation and balancing. King's Tire is also your place for car and motorcycle brakes and motorcycle tires. They offer windshield replacement, and they do 24-hour car door unlocking. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday until lunch on Saturday. Closed on Wednesdays. They accept Visa and MasterCard. See owners Reggie and Martha Callahan at King's Tire on the southeast corner of the square in Houston. Renaissance Bank in Calhoun City. The name is new, but they still offer the same great service. Totally free checking, savings account, and CDs, home loans and business loans, 24-hour ATM inside, and drive-through window for your convenience. Jimmy Clemens invites you to come by and visit all the staff. Rhonda Ray, Sandra Doolittle, Jennifer Parker, Penny Nichols, Mary Johnson, and Robbie Winter. Come see them today for all of your financial needs or call them at 628-6692. Highway 8 East in Calhoun City, that's Renaissance Bank.
Hey, welcome back to the Coaches Show as we take a look at some of the games going on in the area this week. Thursday night, got a couple of games coming your way. Pontotoc will be at North Pontotoc for that Thursday night affair. Then Northeast will open their season at home versus Jones County Community College. And then Friday night, a whole bunch of area action going on. Aberdeen at Water Valley. Amory will travel to Itawamba AHS. Baldwin will be at Saltillo. Boonville at Nettleton, as you can see here on TV7. Also, Bruce at Houston. Independence at Calhoun City can be seen here on W07BN. And probably the most fun name for me to say in high school football, Nanawaya will be at Hatley. Shaw will have a tough time up at Lafayette County. Okolona will be at Shannon. Both teams looking to rebound after a pair of losses last week. New Albany at Oxford can be seen here at 1 o'clock on Vista 3 Media, Channel 98. Ripley will be going to take on the Mighty Bad Hawks of Holly Springs. Smithville at West Oktibbeha should be a fun one. Kossuth at South Pontotoc. Belmont at Tishomingo County. Vardaman at Thrasher. Calhoun Academy will finally open up their season on the road 158 miles away from home against Union. And North Delta will be at Marshall Academy as well. Also, we'll quickly go over some of the action that's going to be in your area, so we'll let this crawl up the screen and give you enough time to check out what ball games will be going on this week. For most of our viewers on W07BN, they can check us out on Vista 3 Media on Channel 98. Friday night at 9 o'clock, we'll have the Pontotoc at North Pontotoc game. Soup Campbell and Ryan Whittington will have the call on that one. Then Saturday at 1 a.m., for those that stay up late like myself, Oxford versus New Albany, Ryan Whittington, Jeremy Kennedy, and Graham Doty on hand for that one. Then Saturday at 5 a.m., if you're still up that time, which I'll probably just be getting off work, Boonville at Nettleton, as Paul Blansett will have the call from Nettleton. Saturday at 10 a.m., we kick things off once again. That should be North Pontotoc instead of New Albany, so that'll be Pontotoc at North Pontotoc. Oxford versus New Albany will follow that Saturday at 1. And then Saturday at 4 p.m., Boonville at Nettleton. Then Sunday, be sure and settle in after you eat a good lunch. 4 p.m., Bruce at Houston should be a fun game there. Steve Witten, Reggie Callahan with the call. And then Sunday at 9 p.m., as always, each Sunday night at 9, Northeast Community College football. They'll be hosting Jones County Community College. Then Monday at 9:30, Aberdeen will be at Water Valley. Bob Murphy and his crew will be on hand. Then once again, Wednesday at 9:30, the Northeast replay versus Jones County Community College. And to keep from a little confusion this season, we're having to change up the schedule as we run a few different games in the Prentice County, Guntown area, as also Northern Lee County area as well. So we'll cover the games going on there as well. Friday night, once again, North Pontotoc versus Pontotoc action coming your way. Then Saturday at 1 a.m., Boonville at Nettleton. So you'll be sure by the time you want to get home from Nettleton, you want to check that one out as well. Saturday at 5 a.m., I'll be on hand for this one. Should be fun. Thrasher versus Vardaman at 5 a.m. Then again at Saturday at 10 a.m., Boonville versus Nettleton. Saturday at 1 p.m., Thrasher versus Vardaman. And then Saturday at 4 p.m., the replay of the North Pontotoc versus Pontotoc matchup as well. Saturday at 9 p.m., Northeast Community College football coming your way. And then Monday at 9:30 p.m., Oxford versus New Albany. Wednesday at 9:30, once again, we'll have the Northeast Community College versus Jones Community College football game coming your way. Also remind everyone watching on Channel 98 in both all the area as well as the Prentice County and Northern Lee County, you can check out each weekday at 2:30 for replays of some high school football action in your area. That's weekdays at 2:30 as well. And then for all of our viewers watching in northern Pontotoc County on Adelphia Cable Channel 10, W07BN Channel 7, that's the version of TV7 you can pick up on your rabbit ears. Also, our friends watching on Channel 25 out in Hulka. These are the games coming your way. Calhoun City versus Independence, Friday night at 9. Saturday at 1 a.m., Oxford versus New Albany coming your way. Saturday at 5 p.m., the Vardaman at Thrasher game will air. And then Saturday at 10 a.m., we'll kick everything off once again. North Pontotoc versus Pontotoc coming your way. Saturday at 1 p.m., we'll have Calhoun City versus Independence. And then Saturday at 4 p.m., once again, we'll replay the Vardaman at Thrasher football game coming your way. Then we'll kick back into gear Sunday at 4 p.m. for the Bruce at Houston game. Should be an exciting one to watch there. Sunday at 9 p.m., Northeast Community College versus Jones Community College. And then Monday at 9:30 p.m., we'll have the Calhoun City versus Independence matchup. And then, Wednesday at 9:30, Vardaman at Thrasher. So if there's not the game you want to see on Channel 98 for all the people in Calhoun County, you can flip over to Channel 7 and check out things there as well. Also thinking we may be on Vista 3 in Bruce only on Channel 21. Not for sure on that. Still looking to work out some details there on that situation. Well, as you just saw some of those games coming your way here on W07BN, your local different cable affiliates, I guess you can say, but most importantly, we want to thank Vista 3 Media, Channel 98, for helping us out this season, as allowing us to be on their cable system as well. You can remember you can pick up different games in different areas as well. So check our website, W07BN.com, for more information on that. Some of the big games, as we mentioned, Houston hosting Bruce at Houston will be a huge ball game. You want to be sure and check that one out as well. Also, Oxford, New Albany, Water Valley, Aberdeen, other big games like that coming up in the future as well. Before we leave you with this edition of the Coaches Show from Westside Grill, we want to thank Charles for hosting the show this season, as we look forward to hopefully seeing a lot of you guys come out next Monday here. You can give us a call at 983-2801 if you need directions or more information on when they will be taped. And also, we're going to leave you with more air times of the top games of the week, and then also the plays of the week as well. So join us next week here at Westside Grill, Monday nights at 6 for some of the best burgers around, as well as some of the best sports action as well here on W07BN, your Northeast Mississippi High School sports leader. So for Steve and Chris, Adam Gore, we'll bid you adieu and see you next week here on the Coaches Show.
Nine freshmen won last year.
Again, Bolin looks upfield, pump fake, now looking again in trouble. Does a good job of eluding people, getting outside. Boy,